Amram Musungu was born and reared in a small mud hut within the remote village of Hamayundi in Kenya, Africa. His parents are Aaron and Jane Musungu. He has 6 brothers and 2 sisters. One of his greatest friends is his uncle, John L. Inyangala. The extraordinary story of Amram's life begins in this little village in eastern Africa. As a young boy, he lived there with no apparent future, but with quiet dreams and talents that far surpassed even his own understanding. He said, "If you had come to me when I was a young barefoot boy doing my studies by an old oil lamp and told me that I would be here someday, living in America, a member of this great church, singing with the tabernacle choir, I would never have believed you. I could never have imagined myself being where I am now, doing what I am doing, especially being born under such meager circumstances. There was no way I could picture myself in America going to college. But the Lord knew where I would be, and He built the bridges to this dream. His hand has always been there in my life, continually leading me in the right direction." And so it was. Amram went to school in Kenya and dreamed large dreams. Then one day he met the missionaries, heard the gospel, and was baptized. His remarkable life began to unfold. He came to America, made his way to LDS Business College, and then continued his education. Life in America without family has not always been easy. Tuition for non-U.S. citizens is very steep, and sometimes Amram has lived on little else than bread and oranges for several weeks at a time. But through all this, he has found countless ways to serve and is continually engaged in a good cause. Amram has happily sought many pursuits. Quite often they have benefited the lives of others much more than his own. Amram graduated from Westminster with a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting. He currently teaches Swahili as a part-time faculty member for Brigham Young University and finds much joy in hearing students speak his native tongue. He is also employed by INETS Media Group in Salt Lake City, where he has met some of his choicest friends. With much help from his friend Judith Long, he has written a book of stories about his life, which he hopes will uplift and inspire young people. Amram is the founder and president of the Musungu HIV Support Organization, which holds much hope for the future for Amram, as each day too many of his family and countrymen are lost to the ravages of this devastating disease. He has been a much honored member of the Tabernacle Choir since 2002. He volunteered during Salt Lake Winter Olympics because he wanted all who came here to see and feel the same great love he has felt since he arrived. He has run and received medals in several marathons. Since 1998, Amram has coordinated the Swahili language translations for General Conference and other translations as needed, many times recording until his voice would break. Those of us who know Amram can't help love him and his unique sense of humor. Amram has a deep abiding love and a testimony of the gospel. His service has taught him to love those around him with great sincerity. While in Kenya, Amram served as Sunday school president, counselor to the Elders Quorum presidency, gospel doctrine instructor, institute instructor, and as the youngest member of the High Council. He served a mission while only 18 years old. Here in Salt Lake, he has served as a stake missionary, ward financial clerk, teacher in the Elders Quorum, and as music chairman. Amram has praise for his experience at the college. LDS Business College has prepared me for such great things. I could not have accomplished without my preparation here. I came to America with no skills. My first day to touch a computer was at the business college. I remember that my first computer class was taught by a Brazilian professor. He came to class and said, "First, let's have you log in." And I thought, log in? What does that mean? And I carefully wrote the word down in my notebook to look up its meaning later. LDS Business College opened a lot of doors for me in this life. I am so glad I chose to attend here. I am glad for the wonderful people and professors that made it possible for me to succeed and made me what I am today. Amram has influenced many people in all walks of life. A friend, Rebecca Holt, wrote, quote, I met Amram in a statistics class. As we struggled through many study sessions, his extraordinary spirit began to unfold to me. He shared many stories of his life. Sometimes he suffered personal tragedies, and sometimes his heart would just break for the sufferings of his family back home. Studying was sometimes difficult as he thought of home. In speaking of his desire to start an AIDS foundation in his home village, Amram said that in Kenya, quote, medicines are rare, and medical facilities and qualified doctors are even more rare. In the relatively short time that I have known Amram, 6 or 7 close family members have passed away. His pain is so deep. His love is so deep. He knows hundreds of people are counting on him back home. He feels the weight of many. I know we will stand in awe of all he will be able to accomplish in this lifetime. Elder Richard P. Lindsay of the Quorum of the 70 was serving as the first Africa area president when he met Amram. Their friendship grew and solidified over the years. For this evening's event, Elder Lindsay wrote this tribute to Amram.
It is a privilege for me to join in the celebration of the life and accomplishments of Amram Musungu. I have known Amram since my assignment as president of the Africa area for the LDS Church in the early 1990s. Amram was a recent convert from Kenya to the LDS Church during that period. From that time, I have been impressed with his personal commitment to a wholesome and useful life, and his desire to prepare his personal qualifications to help bring greater wisdom and guidance to his native Kenya, which so badly needs citizens and leaders of his caliber. His graduation from the LDS Business College, and then continuing his studies here in Utah, and his service as the only native African member of the LDS Tabernacle Choir, are but a few of his exemplary contributions and accomplishments. Given even broader employment and educational opportunities, I have a strong feeling that Amram will prove to be a blessing to his native Kenya. It is an honor to join in expressing thanks and best wishes to this splendid, bright, committed young man.
M. Russell Ballard of the Quorum of the 12 also came to know Amram and wrote this letter to be included in this evening's celebration.
Dear Amram, I was pleased to learn of your selection as the recipient of the 2005 Alumni Achievement Award from LDS Business College. I regret that another assignment will prevent my attending the program November 18, where you will be honored. Please let me know how proud I am of you. For one who used to run many miles to school in Kenya each day to now be pursuing a PhD at the University of Utah is a tremendous accomplishment. I know your being able to attend LDS Business College has been a great blessing to you. I am confident that your unselfish service with the Tabernacle Choir and in coordinating the translation of General Conference into Swahili language has brought some wonderful experiences into your life. Just as our early Latter-day Saint pioneers have set a tremendous example for us of courage, integrity, and faith, so you are providing a similar example as a gospel pioneer for your countrymen. I have appreciated our visits in my office and wish you continued success in your educational pursuits. May our Heavenly Father's choicest blessings ever be yours. Warm personal regards, M. Russell Ballard.
Amram has said, I love my life. I love the gospel. People who are not members of this fine church cannot hang around me long without becoming a part of it. I work for things that matter most. I don't give up. I never give up. I work hard in life to make sure I accomplish my goals.